everybody. Here we are, May 1st, 2019, and it is the beginning of a whole month of celebrating and bringing awareness to the importance of mental health. Healthy mental health, as a matter of fact. And those of you that know my story know why that is so dear to my heart. Today is story number 4, the stories behind the victory. I am in week 8 of recovery from total right shoulder replacement. I share this story because today's the very first day since the surgery that I woke up with no pain, and I actually was able to stay up, sit up, stand up all day. Usually it's crazy. I'm just like overwhelmed with gratitude because usually before today I could only sit up for about an hour before I'm sitting here like this and just dying from the pain, because the only way it would go away is if I laid down. So anyways, the story that I want to share with you, I was a little hesitant to do it, but you know what? I think it's important, and I think it's important to say it now because I know from here on out, I know you're going to see a lot of transformation and miracles, because that's what God does with my life. He brings me to the lowest point, and I suffer a lot, but he always brings me out and does like amazing work. And a lot of people say, Nina, you're so inspiring and you're so strong. But what I need people, and why I share this story, is because I need you to see the human Nina. Because that strength that you see isn't me. It is not me. It is from, it's from God. It's a power that is in me, from above me, if that makes sense, within me. Anyway, the truth is, during this time, this was probably the most challenging mentally that I have had in preparing for a surgery. Usually I'm very strong and I'm like, let's do it. I got to get it done. It hurts enough where I'm like asking for it. And although it was hurting enough for me to ask for it, this time I didn't want it anymore. And the human me was tired. The human me couldn't go anymore. The human me experienced mental challenges during this period. I faced depression and anxiety in a way that I've never experienced it before. So bad that at the end, probably the last month before the surgery, was the worst. I just felt like, I felt like I was having panic attacks all of the time. And I've heard of panic attacks before. I actually had experienced it. However, nothing can prepare you for it. It's a really horrible, scary feeling. You feel like you can't breathe. You feel like you can't think. And it got so bad at the very end. I just remember that I didn't even have to be thinking about the surgery anymore, or my hesitation to do it. They just happened out of nowhere. I could be fine. All of a sudden I was having a panic attack, and I was like, don't you have to be like thinking of something that's causing you anxiety that causes a panic attack? No, I'm here to tell you from experience, no. That was a trip for me. It really, really was. It got so bad that I scared a lot of my friends. My very close friends, they're like, girl, you need to get in your zone. You're not in your zone. I remember one of them telling me, like, you better go pray, do your thing, girl. Because this isn't it. Because I was done. And I told God, I'm done fighting. I'm tired. I cannot do any more of these beatings. I cannot endure it. I love you, Lord, but please, I'm done. I'm just done. And, it was the most difficult thing to pull through and to get to that surgery date. But that's just where I was. And that's why I share this story, because that's who I am. With Christ, I am who you see today. With, not that I didn't have Christ, but if I was on my own and didn't have him, there's no way I'd be able to pull out what I have just endured. It is very depressing to know that you will be chopped up for the rest of your life. That's a life sentence, honestly. And I just remember praying, saying, Lord, how many more beatings must this body take? how many more can I survive? How many times can I keep getting back up? As a matter of fact, so many times I told people, I don't know if I'm coming back this time. I don't know if I'm coming back. I think this might be it. And we left it at that. And like I said, I've never had so many of my friends say, like, what is wrong? This is different. Why are you so scared? And it might have been because the doctors were front loading me and telling me that this was going to be the worst and the most intense. And, or it could have just been because it was the 17th time going through it. And it's the same old thing. Depression's a part of surgery. It just is. You lose part of your health forever. You lose a whole joint. And let me tell you, when they put that, like just this last week, these last 3 weeks, I could like feel the foreign part in my body. And the first reaction that you have when you have a foreign part in your body is you just get it out. Get it out. It feels weird. Get it out. Get it off. And it can be very freaky. It could cause a lot of anxiety. Like a claustrophobic kind of feeling, I guess I can explain it as. But the blessings that came out of it is I have experienced depression so much, 17 times, probably more, because it doesn't just have to be a surgery. I think it's something that people with chronic illness do have to overcome a lot. But the blessing that I see in it is this is where a lot of my passion and skills have been born, because I gain a deeper understanding. I've had to figure out how do I get myself out. With the depression, I have a lot of different coping skills. They weren't working so much for me, and that kind of scared me. But the worst part was the anxiety, because it was getting so bad that I didn't even have to think. It was really weird. I just didn't even have to think about what I was anxious about. It got so bad that I was just starting to have an anxiety attacks from out of the blue, and I'm like, why am I having this right now? I'm not even thinking about it. I should be okay. It got so bad that I did have to ask my doctor for help, and they did prescribe me something. However, that was an experience in itself too. That had me wired for days. I couldn't shut my body down for a couple of days, and they took me off because I did in fact have a reaction to it. So what ended up happening is I had to use coping skills. And I had to find the ones that worked, and I did. But the beauty of it is now I get to share those coping skills. I know what works and which ones to stay away from, and which ones will increase anxiety, which ones will bring anger to someone that is experiencing anxiety. Like, don't tell someone to calm down. Don't tell them to count to 10 people. No, I don't know who came up with that. That is not the business. One of the things that really worked for me, usually music works for me, but music was not happening. Mindfulness, breathing is a thumbs up. That really helps. It's just a lot of work, but it does work. I also have these. These are my grounding. These are healing stones. They're actually from the Navajo Indians, I believe. Mr. Joe Deruin gave them to me. And just to hold them, stand on the grass, and just do mindfulness techniques, breathing in and out. That really helped me when I was able to focus my mind enough. Sometimes it didn't. When it got too bad, I just needed someone to talk to me and change the subject. Just talk to me. Just get my mind going and off of whatever I'm feeling right now. That was probably the biggest one. So sensory stuff, mindfulness, and just talking people down, but just getting them off the topic. You don't want to say, how are you? What's wrong? Calm down. Because that might cause somebody to, I don't know, they might sock you in the face. No, I think that's what I might feel like. I don't think I would do it, but I might feel like it if someone did those things during those times. But I think it's important to share these stories because life happens and bad things happen and difficulties happen. And you know what? Depression, anxiety, they're very relevant to a lot of people. People don't want to admit it, but why? I mean, do I think less of myself? I mean, people may judge me for this video, but frankly, I don't care, because if it helps just one person, then so be it. Then I have done my job. Um, do I look down on myself, or oh, I was depressed, I had anxiety? No, I'm sorry. I've been cut open 17 times. I live in pain every day, and there doesn't seem to be an end to it in the future. Um, yeah, I think most people probably would experience what I have. But like I said, let's make beauty from these ashes and let's help other people. Let's talk about it. I'm a school counselor, and I have to walk through these, I have to work through some of these things in my own life. But like I said, the blessing is, how much stronger will my work be in helping others through their journeys of dealing with mental challenges? Sometimes, there's people that have professional development and our education behind us, and all of that is necessary, but there's just something so much more powerful in experiencing it yourself and truly understanding what someone is going through, and to really be able to identify different coping skills that can help them process and get out of that, that slump, and rise, because that's what life is about. We're all going to need a helping hand sometime. So I know this video is getting long, so I'm going to cut it there, but that is the true story. So that is the human Nina. But now watch, from week 8 up, you're going to see, like I said, transformation and miracles like never before. Now, this is the good part. This is the good stuff, where all of the tragedy, the pain, and the suffering, I think it's over. I might have no, I'm just going to speak light. It's going to be all uphill from now. So I'm just excited. I want to bring awareness to mental health and mental challenges, and I encourage others to share their stories, because trust me, you are not alone. God bless, and until next time, peace out.